I could, I'd give you the world, wrap it all around you. Won't be satisfied with just a piece of his heart. My angel, oh angel, you're my angel, oh angel. Love like ours is heaven sent. Each day a day to remember. I feel so safe, feel secure with you, with you. You give me love, keep right on giving. Fill me up, baby, with the joy of living. When things get tough, I can always turn to If I could, I'd give you the world, wrap it all around you. Won't be satisfied with just a piece of his heart. My angel, oh angel, you're my angel, oh angel. Love like ours is heaven sent. Each day a day to remember. I feel so safe, feel secure with you, with you. You give me love, keep right on giving. Fill me up, baby, with the joy of living. When things get tough, I can always turn to you. You're my angel. Ooh. Oh, angel, yes you are. You're my angel. Oh, love the way we touch, I love the way it feels. Every time you're near me, my poor heart just won't keep still. No doubt about it that this love I feel is real. Ask me to go with you, you know I will. Hold me near, hold me tight. Only you can make it real, only you make it alright. Just let me know that I am special to you, my angel.
Just let me know that I'm special to you. Happy Friday, everyone. This is live Coffee and Charge, volume 73. Streaming live on 3 platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Whatever platform you're tuning in from, be sure to like and share the video. Tuning in from Facebook, follow the TeamAlliance page, like and share the video, and make sure that you turn on the notifications. If you're tuned in from YouTube, like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel, and then turn on the bell notifications so that you receive all. And if you're tuned in from Twitter, be sure to like the video, share the video, and to retweet on your timeline. This all will ensure that others get an opportunity to join us live. And if you're not already a member of the public TeamAlliance Facebook group, you should see the link for the group underneath the video in the description box on whatever platform you're on. So be sure to join the TeamAlliance Facebook group. That way you'll be guaranteed to be notified when I go live, because I'll post in that group and you'll get the notification that way. So even if it doesn't come through on any of the other platforms, you will get it through the Facebook group. All right. So happy Friday, everyone. Wanted to make sure that I got in an observation this week. Been very busy. I started a project for the other platform that we use. So I've been kind of just committing myself to doing that each day, just to get that ball rolling. And of course, on NADEX, we do what it is that we do all the time, which is an observation. The reason primarily I do these is to show you how to develop your patience and your discipline by learning how to just observe the market, and at the same time developing a solid understanding of market movement and behavior. That's what these observations do for you. They train you and condition you to watch the market and ultimately to understand what you're looking at. One of the things I think people have the most difficult time with is once they figure out a way to enter trades, they want to create a system out of it. Like they want to make whatever that strategy is the way that they do everything. So in other words, they'll just sit on the chart and they'll wait for their trade to set up. But I would say damn near 100% of the time, these folks don't realize that while you're waiting for a trade to set up, you're ignoring the actual market's movement in the process. And that's very dangerous, because if you ignore how the market's moving, you won't understand why it makes sense or does not make sense for you to actually enter into your trade. This will be a powerful coffee and charge today. And make sure that you get yourself something to drink, some iced tea, iced coffee, iced latte, hot coffee. I'm drinking hot coffee today with hazelnut. It's delicious. So primarily, what you always need to be aware of is the environment of the movement that you're in. In other words, is it a faster environment? Is it a slower environment? Is there reversal energy in the moves? How do we determine that? And why is that important? Well, let me explain for those of you that might be new to this information or to this content or to these live streams or to just the Team Alliance in general. If you never heard me speak before, or this is your first time being here on a live, or if you're watching a replay, whatever it is, however it is that you're watching this, listen to me carefully. The movement of the market is the most important thing. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because you probably think that how you enter your trades is the most important thing, and it's not. On this platform, what we're dealing with is binary options. That's what you're trading. The binary options is based upon the movement of the underlying market that you're actually observing. So, for example, right now we're observing the Euro USD market. That's what all of this movement is. These red and blue candles, these all represent the movement of the Euro USD. The Euro USD is a Forex market. It's a currency pair. It's a market. It moves. The way that the binaries work is you can trade based on where you think the movement is going to end. So what you're saying is, all right, based on what I'm seeing, I see a trade setting up here for me for a buy. This is how most people trade. Oh, look, it's moving up. It's setting up a buy. They'll open up their little box and they'll start looking to buy. You see over here, this blue box says buy. They're over here looking to get into this trade because they see the market moving up. Now, I want you to see what it just did, because this is powerful. Look closely at what just happened. It was just moving up. You had pricing on the option to buy. And if you would have bought just now, you would have lost. The price came up literally to 3 micro pips above the strike price. And when it ended, look at where it ended. It ended at 8.7, which is 3 micro pips below the strike price. But we'll say 4 because you have to include the strike price for the sell side. So it ended 4 micro pips below. We just looked at it. We were just watching it. It was going up. And within a few seconds, right at the very end, the movement came back down. And look at where it ended. So if you bought, you would have lost. This is how people chase trades. Because when you opened up that box, you were looking. You said to yourself, oh, look, it's moving up. I'm going to buy here. That could be what your strategy is based on. I'm just giving you an example of the way that people trade. See, they trade without understanding the movement. Now, we know better. We know to never chase the market movement. In fact, the reason that we're observing is to understand what the movement actually is at the time, and to have a clear understanding of what type of movement is present. We're looking to see, is there reversal energy present? And there is reversal energy present, and that's what you just saw here. It came up within 5 seconds of the end of the binary, it came back down. So it went up slightly over the strike, and it had whoever bought thinking that they were going to win the trade. And within 5 seconds, it came right back underneath, and it closed underneath the strike, and they would have lost the trade. So understand what I'm saying. Do you want to be in a trade with that type of movement present? See, that type of movement is reversal energy. Why am I saying reversal? Because it's starting out going one way and then it ends up going the opposite direction in the same minute. How do you see this? How do you recognize this? Well, the way to have the proof that this is present is the wicks on the candles. Look at the wicks. You see this wick on the top, this little skinny line? That's a wick. That line means the price went all the way up here first. And when it ended, it came down here to the bottom of where the red is. So it started here, went up, didn't stay up, came back down, and it ended down here. You had another wick over here on this long candle. Started here, went up first, didn't stay, came back down, ended down here. I'm giving you examples of the reversal energy that I'm making reference to. Reversal energy here on this one. Reversal energy here, 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 here. And it just goes on and on. Reversal energy, reversal energy. So you see how frequently the reversal energy is manifesting on the chart. If you're seeing that every other candle has reversal energy in it, it means that there's reversal energy that's dominating the market. We use another word for it. It's called instability. And why is that important? It's important because what it means is you could be in a trade and get slapped during your trade because of the reversal energy present. Market moving one way and you're like, oh yeah, it's moving in my favor. Next thing you know, it reverses, goes the other way. And if it does that in relation to where your strike is, it could go too far and reverse to the point where it goes on the other side of your strike. So if you're in that trade, starts out going one way, which is favorable for your trade, and ends up going the other way, which is unfavorable for your trade, and you end up losing the trade. Why did you lose the trade? Listen to the question. Did you lose the trade because it was not a good trade? Think about it. Or perhaps, did you lose that trade because you entered when there was reversal energy present? Pay attention. So this is how important it is to understand movement. And if you don't take the time to observe, you won't know what the movement really is. You'll just make assumptions. You'll just say, oh, here's a trade. Yeah, here's a trade setting up. This looks good. Well, why does it look good? Because the trade is setting up? That doesn't mean that it looks good. See, looking good means that there's very little reversal energy, if any. And this I'm referring to for any perspective that you're looking at. So it doesn't matter if it's horizontal or vertical. If there's reversal energy present, you don't need to be in a trade. Well, how much reversal energy is present? You want to see as little of it as possible. Why? That way, you are the least likely to be surprised by the movement. These live observations are powerful because you get an opportunity to see what I'm seeing. See, it's not like I see something different than you. We're looking at the same market. Any of you who are observing this Euro USD right now, we're all looking at the exact same thing. But Mark, when you take a trade, it just wins. I'm not sure what it is that you're doing. You've got to be doing something special. Yeah, it's called waiting. That's what I'm doing. That's special. I'm not performing a magic trick when I'm in a trade. I'm dealing with the same market that you're looking at. It's the same thing. The difference is I wait. Well, how long do you wait, Mark? You are observing until you learn how to understand the movement. You learn through observation. See, you start to get a feel for how the market moves by observing. You ever see times in the market where the market might be moving, let's say over a 5 to 10 minute period in one direction? So in other words, you'll have all the same color candles. That's one aspect of that move. The other aspect is what the market is doing as it's creating those candles. So in other words, how is that movement creating the blues? If they're all blue candles, how were the blues created? Because you can have blues that are solid with no wicks on them, or you can have blues that have wicks underneath them. You can even have blues that have wicks above them. Each one of them represents a different type of movement. The solid blues are a more stable movement. The blues with the wicks underneath are reversal energy. The blues with the wicks on the top, combination of momentum and reversal energy, because it moved up first and then came down, but it didn't come down far enough to turn the blue into a red candle. Perfect example is what it just did just now. It just did it just now. Look at the wick on the top as I'm speaking on it. So you get a feel and you start to learn what these moves mean. And this is why the observation is so important. Because you can collect information as you're looking. As I'm watching this, I'm looking to see, well, how far are these moves actually moving? Is there a lot of momentum? See, these are questions that you need to ask yourself. Is there a lot of momentum? No, not really. Well, how do you know that? Well, because they're not longer candles moving through the strikes. And here you had two candles in this box. And this box helps you to identify what type of momentum you have or don't have. When there's a lack of momentum, you'll notice that the candles will be inside the box. There'll be more candles remaining inside of the box, and the box is just simply the space between two strikes. So if you look at this box, the top of this box is this strike price here, the 1.0223, and the bottom one is this strike here, the 1.0219. 4 pips apart. The box is the space in between. So if your candles primarily are staying in the box It's letting you know that the market is remaining in between these two strikes. How can that information help you? Because it's letting you know that there's not a lot of momentum. And if there's not a lot of momentum, it means that the market will create horizontal movement. So that's why it looks like the candles are going across instead of the candles just going up or going down in a vertical fashion. See, this is more education about the market than you've ever received. Just what I'm talking about, and it's so simple. Oh, but market's trending up. Why are you saying that? Just because you have more blue candles than red? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going on 7 blue candles and 1 red candle. Is this an uptrend? And let's say that it is an uptrend. What does it mean? What does that mean? See? In your mind, you're like, well, if it's up, you should be buying. But why are you buying now? What is it based on? Aside from the fact that it's just moving up for a period of candles. What else are you buying for? What other reason? See, this is the question that you need to ask. Because the real question is, well, how's the market actually moving? In other words, how are these blue candles being created? Aha. Because a candle can start out blue and then turn red. And what's to stop it from doing that? If there's a certain behavior present that would create that move. So you would have to know if that behavior is present or not. And if it's, let's say that you determine that it's not present, you have to have the confidence to be in that trade, knowing that you're basing your trade decision off of what you're actually seeing as far as the movement goes. See? Versus, oh, I hope it stays up. Which is how most people trade. They'll take their trade and then they'll say, man, I hope it keeps going up. When you're really not looking at the market, because if you were, you're looking at the worst case scenario first. Let me give you an example. Instead of just looking at this as just candles going up, I'm more so looking at this as how big are the candles? Let's see how big these candles are. Why am I doing that? Because if there is a certain, let's say, number of pips, and better yet, let me be more visual. Let's say that you look at the candles and you determine just by looking that the majority of the candles are no bigger than one particular candle. So let's use this candle here as an example. This is the biggest candle out of all these candles that we've seen, right? This one. How big is it? Let's see. From top to bottom, it's what? 13, no, not even 30, 33 micro pips. So about 3.3 pips. And remember that the distance between the two strikes are 4 pips. So this candle right here is almost the length of the box. If I took the box and put it over where this candle is, look, it takes up the space of the box. So out of this entire series here going up, this was the largest one. I can look at that and use that information. So now when I come over here, I see that there are 4 candles that are smaller than that one. That's more information. I come up here, I see 3 more candles that are smaller than that one, that bigger one. That's even more information. This is how I observe. I'm looking more so at things like that than I am at the fact that they're all blue candles going up. I just want to know how big the candles are first and foremost, so that I can understand what type of environment I'm in. See, if I'm in a smaller candle environment, that's different than being in a larger candle environment. Because if the candles are bigger, it means that there is likely more momentum coming into the market. I'm also looking at, are the candles getting bigger or smaller? See, and it takes time for you to observe and watch so that you'll know what the market's actually doing. See, like you had all of these candles, you knew which one was the largest one. Then look at this long red one. So if you just base your decision to buy off of the fact that these are all blue candles, what would have happened here on this large red candle? You see how this right here negates all of this? But what if you look at things differently? Instead of trading based on the direction of the candles, you actually make more accurate decisions trading based off of the overall behavior of the movement, meaning the size of the candles, if there's wicks on the candles. See, that's behavior, because you're actually digging into the movement. You're not just limiting what you're looking at to direction. Oh, blue candles, buy. Oh, there's red candles, we should sell. No, it's not just that. In fact, the direction becomes way less relevant when you start to study movement, because you begin to understand, well, the movement is more important because these are binaries. So this is about where the market ends. You see? So if there's a certain behavior that's present, and then you can determine what type of a range your candles are in, like are they large or are they small candles? Oh, they're smaller candles. All right, so you know that if the market positions itself, let's say in the higher part of the box, based on the overall size of the candles, it's least likely to go across your strike because of the size of the overall candles. See, if there's a certain size of the candles that are dominating on the chart, you know that the market is least likely to break that behavior that it's giving you. It's already doing that. So even if the market goes against your direction, because of where the market is positioned when you enter your trade, and because of the overall size of the candles, based on your observation of the market overall, you know that the market's not going to go below that strike. And you become even more confident the longer that the market does it for. This is powerful stuff, man. See, if you really listen to what I'm saying, I'm actually giving you the keys to understanding the market, not just trades. Who cares about a trade if you lose? What good is your trade set up if you be losing? That's my question. I found a great strategy. This strategy is incredible. I'm winning about 8 or 9 out of 10 of these trades. Well, the trade that you lose, why did you lose it? Well, because sometimes you just lose some. No, that's not why. That ain't why. I guarantee you that whatever the trade that you lost was, there was reversal energy in the market. I bet you your whole account that that's what the case was. Because you're always basing your trade decisions off of how the market sets up the trade, but you're ignoring the movement. So I bet you had a bunch of close calls, and then finally you had a loss. But of course, you ain't going to tell nobody about the close calls. You're just going to count them as a win. Well, as long as I win, I don't care. That's your problem. 4 of them came close. Why'd they come close? Because there was too much reversal energy. And guess what? You just happened to win those. And then finally, the inevitable loss comes because it overwhelms the trade. It does not back up the trade. And I'm referring now to the movement. See, the market's movement needs to back up your trade. Wow. So it's not just about the trades. And that's the problem that folks have. They are more concerned about the trade setup. You need to be concerned about what the market is doing. And if you don't know how to do that, pay attention to what I'm telling you. Pay attention to what I'm saying. You know how much stuff I just gave you for free? I just talked about the size of the candles. I just talked about wicks and what that means. I just talked about reversal energy. I'm giving you the terminology. I'm giving you how to actually look at the market and watch out for it and how to avoid it for free. You can take the stuff I talk about on these commentaries and on these coffee and charts and live market observations and trade better. You can actually start figuring out why you lose your trades. Damn, yeah, he's right, man. There was too much reversal energy going on. You know what? There just was too much. The moves were too big. I'm just realizing the candles were long. Exactly. You start noticing. What I'm telling you is it's not like it's rocket science. It's just stuff that you've never paid attention to. Nobody ever told you about it. And you've never seen it or recognized it yourself, did you? You would have never thought about it. You would just go on and on with your trading strategy, hoping that your trading strategy gives you 90% wins. And the times that you lose, you just say, oh, well, you just lose sometimes. And that's wrong. You don't just lose sometimes. You lose because you're in the market at the wrong time. Golden nuggets. Golden nuggets. That's what I'm giving y'all, man. Also, if you're new, you can feel free to ask questions. I always kind of fail to mention that, but definitely ask questions if you have them. But NADEX, this platform, in my opinion, is the most powerful platform that you can trade on. Hands down. I'm really enjoying the Quotex platform as well. Be aware that it is an overseas broker and there's, it's unregulated and all that stuff. So trade at your own risk. NADEX, of course, is regulated here in the U.S. It's a different dynamic altogether. Regulated by the NFA and the CFTC. These are government organizations that regulate financial institutions here in the United States. NADEX is regulated by those institutions or by those regulatory bodies, I should say. So it's just a different dynamic. Not to say that other platforms are not legitimate or they don't, work. The way that I measure whether they work or not is when you earn, you can withdraw your profits. If you're able to do that, it works. A lot of companies come and go. So the longer that it sticks around for, I would say the more confident you can be. But again, all of this we're doing at our own risk anyway. But it's good to understand and to know and to accept all of the risks that come with just trading in general. The main risk with trading is not having any skill in the market. Let me be clear. That's the biggest risk. That risk is bigger than any other risk that you can tell me about. Oh, well, it's risky because it's an overseas broker. No, it's risky because you don't know what you're doing. That's why it's risky. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to observe the market. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know why the market is doing what it's doing. You're not aware of the movement. You don't understand the movement at all. That's why it's risky for you. It ain't got nothing to do with the platform. Oh, well, this platform cheats you. I did a trade on NADEX and they cheated. The market I was winning the trade, and then in 3 seconds, then it said I lost. That's the market. That ain't NADEX. That's you. You didn't know that the market was moving that way. Maybe you didn't wait long enough before you enter your trade. And I don't mean wait as far as the timing of the trade. I mean wait as far as the timing of the movement. Whoa. You didn't give the market enough time to prove the behavior. See, if you go ahead and just jump into a trade based on the trade, you can easily lose that. But if your trade is backed up by the market's movement and you know what it is at the time, you got more clarity than anybody who's going to be in the trade. Period. Period. It's funny because I used to tell people, well, you know, reversal energy is bad if you want to trade in a stable market. But you can trade reversal energy. What? Mark, what do you mean? I thought you said it was bad. It's bad if that's not the type of environment you want to be in. But it's great if that's the type of environment that you like. Ouch. Listen to what I'm saying. What did I say is the key? Understanding the movement. See, if you can't comprehend reversal energy, of course you can't trade that. But what happens when you start to understand all of these different types of movement? You kind of can trade anything you want to, can't you? See, this is what has happened in the past when I've done different projects and different things. And that's why I've always had to clarify, or I've always had to focus on one specific behavior for a project, for example, because people would get confused. Oh, I thought that you weren't supposed to trade during that type of movement. Well, if you don't understand it, of course you should not trade during that. But if you know exactly why you're doing it, who's to stop you? And I'm not encouraging you to do that. I'm just giving you an example of how important it is to understand movement. Understanding movement is the difference between winning and losing consistently. When you don't get it, you'll lose consistently. When you start to understand and to elevate, now you can decide what you want to do because you start to see the market. Now you're like, yo, you know what? I see what he means about this reversal energy. Yeah, all these wicks. Yeah, I'm starting to understand. You know what? I don't like that. I don't like these wicks. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until these wicks are gone. I'm going to wait until these candles are smaller. I'm going to wait until I start seeing more of the candles staying in the box. Do you realize what I'm telling y'all right now? Some of y'all don't even understand. Like, you don't get it yet. You will eventually, but you don't understand right now. You're like, wow, he's saying a lot of stuff. Play it back. Listen to what I'm saying. You start to decide what you want to do. No, I like the longer candles. I like when the candles are longer and that those candles are just moving through the strikes and they're staying through. Wow. Wow. Listen to you. See, everybody has their preference. Some people prefer horizontal. Some people prefer vertical. Who's wrong? Nobody. They're both right. You know why? Because both of them take a level of understanding market movement in order to be confident when you see what you want. Whoa. Whoa. There's levels to this, man. Levels. And it all begins with what? Observation. See, you can't see or know what you'll like if you don't watch. You won't even know what exists unless you watch. You have to observe. Shit is crazy, man. Crazy. Better to be in the right market at the wrong time than to be in the wrong market at the right time. That's a tongue twister. And I disagree. I know what David is trying to say. He actually has them inverse. It's better to be in the wrong market at the right time. If it's the right time, it ain't the wrong market. But I understand what he's saying. So I actually agree, kind of, because I do get what he's saying. In other words, it may not be the market that you wanted to be in, but at the right time is present, is the right market to trade. Wow. Okay, he's giving some clarification. Right market at wrong time, priced out. Wrong market at the right time, lack of market understanding. Gotcha. And I agree with this. NADEX is the only platform that can change a life. Other may provide nice income, but NADEX is life changing. Can't argue with it. Nope. Cannot argue with it. So you got to understand something too about NADEX. On NADEX, one trade changes your life. Like I'm just saying. You don't got to trade all day. You don't got to trade every day. One trade in a week is life changing. Like literally. One trade in a week is life changing. Yes, it is. If you started with $100 on this platform, and once a week, I would challenge you to literally just do this and record it. And this is not for anyone who's in my training. This is just for anybody, period. That's not in my training. Take $100, right? Put it in your account. Open up a live account. Put it in there. And once a week, take what you think is a good trade. The challenge is to only do it once a week. That's the challenge. So let's say you start looking at things on Monday, and by Tuesday you get into a trade. Take your trade. Go ahead and take it. I have a spreadsheet that breaks down what contract size to use based on your account size. So basically, after I think it's after 4 trades. Is it 4 trades? Yeah. After your 4th trade, you scale up to 2 contracts. So, for example, when you start, one contract is what $100 buys you, right? Take your first trade, first week. Second trade, second week. Each week, you take one trade. By the time you get to the 4th week, the 5th week's trade will be a contract size of 2. And you just keep doing this following the spreadsheet. And do that for 30 weeks. Matter of fact, do it for 25 weeks. Just that. Don't take another trade. Don't take an extra one. Don't be scared to take the trade. Don't sit around and wait and miss out on your opportunity when it comes. Whatever you think is a good trade, limit your trade to 1. And do that each week and see how long you can survive for. Because what I'm saying is just limit the number of trades that you take. Most of y'all lose because you're overtrade. Uh-oh. Listen to what I'm saying. Most of you lose because you trade too much. Trade once a week. You know how long 25 weeks is? It's about 6 months. Not even. It's about 5 months. Wait, is it? Yeah, about 6 months. My bad. 25 weeks. 6 months. If you are able to stick it out for 6 months with that one trade, and this is why I said that NADEX is crazy, because one trade changed your life. You're doing one trade a week. Just stick to that. And if you happen to lose, I don't care. That's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to develop the discipline to stick to one trade. Just for starters. Just for starters. Because you don't need that much. See, some of y'all will tell me, oh, well, Mark, I already have a strategy that I use, but, I need your training because I need to blah, 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 blah. See, what you're doing is you think that my training is going to give you a better strategy. But my training is what I just told you. Trade less. Observe more. Take your time. Limit your trades. Do one trade a week. Stop trying to trade every day. Trade once a week, just for starters. And just see how long you last. If 50 people did that, I guarantee you at least half would succeed. At least. Just doing that. Why? Because discipline is one of the main ingredients that you need. And to do that means that you're exercising discipline. It helps you to see things with more clarity. The less that you're on the charts, the less that you're watching and waiting and, oh man, this one looks good. Oh, I should have took that one. Damn, I missed that one. Oh man, I keep missing trades. Man, damn, Mark, I keep missing my trades. No, once a week, take your trade. I could care less if it wins or loses. Just do it and see how long you last. That's a challenge that I give to folks not in my training. Just do it. And as a matter of fact, record it. See, if y'all start doing the stuff that I'm telling you to do, everything will change. This platform becomes something different for you. Just like Shani said, this platform is life-changing, for real. Because what I'm telling you is all it takes. See, you worrying about whether you're going to win or lose the trade. Don't concern yourself with that. Limit the number of trades that you take, 1 a week. Record it. Let me see the trade that you took. See, this is how you're going to grow. If you record it, you can send it to me so I can look and see what you did. That trade wins, I'm going to know exactly why it won. And I guarantee you that you'll win way more than you think that you will. Matter of fact, like I said, more than half of you will win them all. And you got to understand something else. When you get to that 25th trade, do you realize where you'll be? No, you don't. You don't even realize what's going to happen to you. You'll be in position. At 25 trades, the same trade that you made $18 on your first time, you'll now be making thousands of dollars on. The same damn trade. The same one. One trade. Come on, man. Come on. Shawnee said 22 weeks left, 22 trades by the year end. Exactly. 22 weeks left from now until the end of this year. Come on, man. Realize what I'm telling you. It's $100. Don't give a shit about no $100. That's nothing. It's not about the $100. It's about the discipline. See, the purpose of the exercise is to force you to become disciplined. That's more than half the battle right there. One of your main problems is what? You over trade. I don't got to guess that. Y'all tell me this. People message me all the time and tell me this. Mark, I just overtrade. I trade until I lose and then I try to get it back. Overtrading, man. You overtrading. You trade too much. You're doing too much. Do less. And you'll make more. All right, I think I'm out. I'm going to wrap it up right there. So this was a good 1 hour. This live represents Coffee and Charts. Was it volume 73? Yep. And that's it, man. That's it. So listen, I'll see you guys on the next one. So it's Friday today. The market closes at 4. Y'all get your observations in before the weekend. Market will reopen on Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you on the next live market observation or Coffee and Charts. All right. Everybody have an awesome weekend. And y'all know what it is. Love, peace, and soul. All right. I'm out. Dom the Marco.